You know how we always talk about Westminster bubble and politics in London being a theatre and a circus? Well, yesterday was a good example of that. When Sir Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party, left Parliament with his bestie David Lammy, he faced a number of angry protesters, the Piers Corbyn lot. Just protest the establishment, left, right, centre, everybody. And then somehow the mainstream media, the Labour side, and even the wet Tory socialists and everybody decided to start this weird witch hunt campaign against Boris Johnson's comment last week. They say that Starmer was only challenged and essentially verbally harassed because Boris mentioned Savile last week. So what you're claiming is that these people were fine. One day last week, they randomly woke up and said, I suddenly hate Starmer because Boris mentioned Savile. So I'm going to go outside Parliament and find him. Yeah, these protesters were already organising their protests for different reasons, and Starmer just happened to come out. And these completely nonsensical arguments that they keep bringing up. They don't understand their own double standard and hypocrisy. When Angela Rayner started, using the S word against the Tories just before Tory conference, and then you had the hard left targeting the Tories at conference, they didn't mind. They said, well, it's justified. Some of the Labour members said, yeah, Angela Rayner needs to apologise. But there were a lot of people also just said, it's not that important, let's move on. Where David Lammy compared Brexiteers and Brexit voters to the 1930s German and the German government. Yeah, that was fine apparently because that was passionate. That you could justify his argument. This is why people are sick and tired of you guys. When people like the Piers Corbyn lot, or as I said, just an angry mob against the establishment, Tory, Labour, Lib Dem, Parliament, Brussels, everything you could find. And they, depending on when, they always have something to organise. These are professional street protesters. And I could recognise at least 5 or 6 of the faces. Some people came out and said, oh, this was a setup. This was a setup. What do you mean setup? So some people on the anti-Starmer side came and said, well, it was a setup. It's basically Keir Starmer people doing it, the establishment doing it on purpose to give a bad image to the silent majority. Now, I recognize 5 or 6 of the faces. I know exactly what sort of people they are, and they are very violent people, and they just organize their professional protesters. They organize protests left, right, and center. So, yeah, calm down. And secondly, this is not right-wing. On the other, like the left of the political spectrum has said, well, these are hard right people. There is nothing right wing about Piers Corbyn. Fact. This is not a right or left thing when it comes to this movement. It's just an anti-establishment, angry anti-establishment thing. So, no, not right wing. These people are not free market capitalists. It's complete weirdness at this point when you see how they're reacting. Then you have the Westminster hacks and journos, like tweeting like in some sort of stirring the pot. 7 Tory MPs have publicly criticised the Prime Minister over the Starmer incident. Look at the list. They're all wet left-wing Tories. They're all... It's a very certain tribe who want to bring back Theresa May as Prime Minister or Jeremy Hunt. This is not really that kind of impartial focus group that you would think it is. Everything is biased. Everybody is biased, and they all have an agenda. Whether it's the media, the Labour Party, the Tory establishment, and every single one of them has some sort of agenda, and they're all blaming each other. But now they're all targeting one person, Boris Johnson, for commenting on Savile. This is not even about whether the comments were accurate or not, or whether they were appropriate or not. Nobody woke up that day and really decided, I'm going to hate Starmer now because of what Boris said. I was inspired by Boris. These people hate Boris. If they see Boris on the street, they will destroy him. Boris Johnson is not their hero. So calm down, everybody, and just go with reason and common sense. Also, the political right, we don't protest. We don't really protest. Unless, obviously, things go too far that we need to actually do it to bring back some sort of legislation or some sort of legal movement like we did with Brexit when Parliament was deadlocked. Otherwise, the right that we're not professional street protesters. We go with democracy. Unless you bring down our democracy, then we'll protest. So that's where we are. I'm going to come back. We got a lot of videos there. Boris Johnson has done his desperate reshuffle. So we're going to talk about that in the next video. And we're going to talk about Jess Phillips. Oh, just wait for this. I'm going to warm up, guys. I'm going to warm up. And we have, how many days? 3 days to go till Manchester. We are coming to Manchester, so I'm very excited actually. For the Tousi tour, 11th of February. Everything's unfortunately sold out, but we're gonna come. We're gonna go to Nottingham. We're gonna go to Cardiff. The next few destinations, and we're gonna go to other places too. So stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna come back with more updates on my TC, and we are the media.